Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. And any kind of updates and the such, I usually go about on Twitter X platform, usually for my live stream updates there. But yeah, at the moment it's a little bit tricky on the scheduling part of things. I'm trying to do my best here to put everything on my schedule, but yeah, I'm having some difficulties even this week. But I will try my best to smooth out everything. And meanwhile, I managed basically to get my slot to do the gaming news program. And I will later publish the last episode of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And by the end of that episode, I give my thoughts on the overall game itself, on the good and the bad. The if you might notice a little bit the difference on the audio, it's mainly because I did some hardware changes. I will refer to you to on the description. There is the PC part picker list of the hardware that I have. I bought a new microphone here, and I'm still trying to check the audio. I think the audio is okay. I did some preliminary testing, and I think the audio is a little bit better than before. Just out of curiosity, if you at the moment I have a Shure MV7 Plus. I had before that, I think it was a Rode NT USB Mini or something like that. Yeah, I took a chance and bought this one. The reviews seem okay. Um, and yeah, so far it seems that everything will go well. Just let me know in the comments if you think the audio it's kind of improved. If you've been following up on on the gaming programs, this will eventually the microphone will the audio from this new microphone will reflect on Midnight Suns. I already tried to record at least one or two episodes, but I got some issues on the recording itself. I will restart everything from the beginning. It's like 40 minutes of recording, so it's like just the beginning, so it's not big of a deal there. But yeah, let me know. I always appreciate any kind of feedback regarding the quality of everything. In my case, the audio is also very important to me. But yeah, other than that, again, when I can, we need to start off on doing my NG Plus, my new game plus run on Elden Ring. See what we can find. For sure, a lot of stuff escaped me from my first run. Now we'll get a little bit more context on probably some dialogues and new things that we will catch up throughout this new run. And probably I will try to interchange with Death Stranding in terms of live stream. So that is that. Okay, let's go to the news. Yeah, I saw this yesterday late at my time zone. Similarly, sorry, AMD is going to delay the launch of the Zen 5 stuff. I watched there is not here, but I will put it on the description below the Gamers Nexus video about this. They got a more comprehensive timeline of events here because again they were waiting for some samples to do the reviews there. They didn't get any, and then all of a sudden, AMD contacted all the usual reviewers, talking about they basically got encounters like late, very late on the launch line. Some CPUs that were not performing as expected, let's say, because they didn't give any kind of um, 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 they didn't give any kind of details regarding this. They basically this is the same response that Gamers Nexus got, so I will assume everybody got the reply from this, from people questioning what happened there. Basically, it's during the final checks we found the initial production units that were shipped to our channel partners did not meet our fully quality expectations. Out of an abundance of caution and to maintain the highest quality experience for every Ryzen user, we are working with our channel partners to replace the additional production units with fresh units. As a result, there will be a short delay in retail availability. The 9700X and 9600X CPUs will go on sale on August 8th. So we got a delay around, I don't know, 15 days or so. And the Ryzen, so the IN, the 9950 and the 9900X CPUs will go on sale on mid-August. We pride ourselves in providing high quality experience for every Ryzen user and look forward to our fans having a great experience with the new Ryzen 9000 series. Again, um, my overall takes is better to delay the thing, and I will assume I think Gamers Nexus mentioned this, channel partners, they might include AIB, not no, not AIB, sorry, the system integrators and the such. Again, we have to assume, given that usually being so on top of the the launch, they have to disassemble the systems that are already assembled. A lot of recalls there. It will take a little bit more time. Again, I prefer this approach than to have something that is going to be a launch, a botched launch of the product there, to have afterwards have all the recall stuff. Not only the fact that it might bring poor image on the company itself and the products they are launching, but yeah, and the fact also the recent problems that surfaced regarding Intel 13 and 14th gen CPUs there. That it's a mess, that one. Supposedly mid-August is also the microcode launch that they're going to do, the update thing. Yeah, this will be coincide basically the launch with the 9000. They, again, it's preferable that delay and take all the steps necessary to make sure that the launch goes smoothly, with the chips being on par with the, at least with the announced specs and all that jazz, and no fails on that side, then to put themselves in a position and they will follow up with Intel again, and that will be a huge mistake to then recover from that, then just delay the thing before its launch. um, like any kind of example on the game, it's better to delay the game a few months or a few weeks to polish out the thing there, because or else a failed launch of anything, it's worse to recover from delaying altogether and launch it in a proper manner, let's say. But yeah, so far this is the information that we got officially, and again, no official pricing on the CPUs there. So the last thing I covered, that supposedly a guy from inside Walmart, I think, kind of leaked the placeholder prices from the CPUs there from the lineup. But yeah, still no official confirmation on the pricing of the lineup of the initial lineup of the 9000 series there. But yeah, we have to wait until mid-August, at least 20 days or so. Yeah, give or take 20 days or so until the launch of this new line of CPUs. Yeah, it's going to be a mouthful of August on the hardware stuff there, especially on the CPU side. We'll have to wait and see how this will unfold from Intel on their own issues, and again, if AMD is going to have a decent launch on this product. Even though I think yesterday, not mistaken, I covered one guy that managed to get around supposedly having on hands a production union, not a production, sorry, a retail unit. I think he managed to get around his hands and get around one of the units there. Supposedly that CPU sample specific is okay, if it is what it is announced. But other than that, we need to wait for the official reviews there for more information. Regarding gaming, we got a little bit tidbits here from Monster Hunter Wilds. Supposedly they will have crossplay, but it's not going to even arrive on Switch, supposedly. So the crossplay will be between the Xbox and PlayStation and PC. But unfortunately, there will be no cross saving for the franchise yet. Again, um, yeah, it's one of those things. Um, Again, but it's, at least it's good that at least we got crossplay. which is the most important, given that people might like friends, group of friends that might want to play around Monster Hunter. At least now, even if some people are playing on console and others on PC, they can play together. Supposedly, we got like a flare system um, that to call for aid for people to be able to interact and jump into to the session with the player that needs help. But yeah, this is what we got on the latest tidbit here regarding Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm curious about this game. Probably will be my first jump on the franchise itself, even though I always kind of was aware that Monster Hunter existed as a franchise, but I never jumped deep on any kind of deep or shallow waters with the Monster Hunter. I think might be my first one, and I will assume it's going to be a fun ride trying to take on this franchise. We got sec filing from Take Two. Again, very interesting. Saying that review bombing might or can hurt profits from companies. Again, I'm not sure why they put SEC filing, but yeah, it's something that usually it's for transparency and all that jazz. But yeah, interesting enough, I will assume this has to do with calling earns and all that jazz. Yeah, basically they say obtaining and maintaining high ratings for our games on the third-party platforms of which we operate are important as they help drive players to find our games. If the ratings of any our games decline or if we receive significant negative reviews that result in decrease in our ratings, our games could be more difficult for players to find or recommend. In addition, we may be subject to negative review campaigns or defamation campaigns intended to harm our ratings. Any such decline may lead to loss of players and revenues, additional advertising and marketing costs, and reputation harm. So even again, this is just one company, but again, this applies to any kind of games. Yeah, the power of the purse and the power of perception is on the side of players. Um, yeah, I think this puts them on edge to a certain degree, and that's why they all of them enter in panic mode when they start to see some from not even just review bombing, because review bombing it can go either way to positive or negative, but it's mainly the perception of the product itself can harm them in the long term. And again, we got this recognition, the official recognition, at least from Take Two. They take care of this kind of actions that might be taken. Um, Again, that's why we see a lot, especially on Assassin's Creed Shadow stuff there, with all the ramping, all the propagandists from the Kotaku, IGN, and all that jazz trying to cover up for Ubisoft. We don't know why. Well, again, I will assume that they are paid to a certain degree, not directly, but there is some kind of influence there and some return in favor for this, and the fact that some of the writers are completely bonkers and cuckoo. But yeah, this is why they try to run ahead of certain narratives there. And again, that's why usually it works. We got the case here of the Helldivers 2 when they deemed necessary by Sony to have it only playable in PlayStation Network account. The linkage stuff there. It was the beginning of the end for Helldivers 2 when Sony took that action. They were going good, steady amount of players playing the game at any given time there. But when this happened, a lot of review bombing happened. Even though a lot of players, at least on Steam, continued to play, again, the fact that there is this requirement in this specific case of PlayStation Network account linking, a lot of, I think, 180 regions are basically enabled to access the game to play. And again, they just now it's a free fall to a certain degree, even though it's a steady fall. maybe the next update that they will do, I think it's coming about in the near future, even though I don't follow too much that game anymore. I lost interest on probably taking the chance there. Good thing I didn't take my chances when I was thinking on taking them, even though I can I can open a PlayStation Network account. Yeah, I'm not going to go about doing all this work just to play a game. There are a lot of games in the market for me to select from, even from my library, that I need to play. So yeah, again, it's good to see that to a certain degree they are afraid of backlash to a certain degree. So that's why we also not only need to do this call to actions, let's say, to, if needed be, to review bomb or to make our words heard throughout the social media platforms and even on sites like Steam, where the game is sold, so it has more direct impact, like for example a Metacritic or anything like that. But yeah, but also with the power of our purse regarding any kind of games that we think they are not good for us. We just vote with our wallet, and I think that's the most important one and the most direct call to action that we can make. But yeah, it's good to see that there is some recognition. So now we know for sure that this they are afraid that this kind of campaigns, and they really do affect um, the bottom line for them, and it's good to see that there is some recognition. And lastly, we got now the latest from this crazy cat lady. I don't know what to call her, Alyssa Mercante. Again, um, regarding basically the Assassin's Creed Shadows saga that has been happening. Again, the latest one is after this apology that I vaguely covered there. Again, in this article, there is the apology here, which is a bullshit apology. Uh, Summed up there, it's a bullshit apology. Then we got the reaction from this stupid bint. um, Basically, she initially reacted to the statement itself as being receiving no, 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 the company has received significant backlash. No, no, no. Basically, what she said is, okay, I think it's afterwards. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Then we got this girl is completely insane. But yeah, to give a little bit context, I'm sorry, I'm a little all over the place on this article because they don't cover, they didn't write this with a proper timeline here. Uh, we've been seeing a lot of Japanese people, gamers, even to a certain degree, some legislative body people that are not happy with the situation. But a good thing that counters the narrative of the apology is the fact that since the beginning they are aiming and making the marketing effort of putting itself as a historically accurate game setting thing there, and the fact that it comes from the it's not something that can blame it on the PR persons. This has come from the directive creator, if not mistaken. um yeah, game director Charles Benoit, in an interview Xbox Wire. I'm not sure when this interview happened, but it's been a long time. The question was, this is a familiar setting for gamers. How this game differentiates its take on the setting? Basically, his response is Assassin's Creed is well known for its depiction of the history and accurate recreation of the world, and it's what players can expect with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Again, no harm, no foul, even though it's the setting for the real thing here, which is we're showing real historical figures such as Oda Nobunaga, sorry, and a lot of events that happened during that time. So you're not only playing in feudal Japan, but learning about this fantastic time period. Also, we're giving the opportunity to the players to live not just one, but the two best fantasies of Japan, the samurai and shinobu. Um, and after pointing this out, Kondo lists off a number of reasons. This is the guy from here. Basically, what they are protesting here is the fact that they are trying to real historical figures and accurate historical facts, which is completely debunked already. Basically, their main thing is we are protesting marketing DEIs, historical distortion stemming from their disregard for agents and their arrogance, and discriminatory response to protests from Japan. Again, and after that, that interview and all that saga, we got finally the apology thing here. I'm not going to cover too much there. It's a bullshit apology. Already read everything, so there is not much to tell. There is a lot of um, um, corporate speak there, trying to go around and trying to say we never said this is going to be an historical accurate stuff there, whatever. And the reply from this crazy lady, Alyssa Mercante, it's basically she replied to the apology there. She said, maybe just say your racist response to a video game is indicative or moral decay, get banned instead of the apology itself. So basically, she said the response should be that. Again, this not even lady, it's like a child. Um, um, then she wrote an article also after posting the tweet, claiming that anyone criticizing Ubisoft for just engaging in hate. Her headline blares, "This was never about anything other than hate," and then declaring on the article, "A fledgling but ferociously loud group of gamers will tell you the Assassin's Creed Shadows backlash is about respecting Japanese culture or refusing to accept woke ideologies that are being forced into their games by consulting groups who hold no real power." Again, trying to, I don't know, cover for the consultancies like Sweet Baby Inc. She already wrote an article regarding that. I think the title of the article is Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't do what you think it does, something on those lines, which is again another trying to cover for them. I don't know why. I don't know if she's part of the payroll there, but what you do. And continue with the article. But just like in 2014, during the first full throttle iteration of Gamergate, this was never about anything other than hate. Again, they keep mentioning Gamergate. Again, I don't remember because I was not, again, 2014, I, I I was not paying attention to any kind of these things there. I remember some mentions there, but I never went full thing there. Um, Again, this second iteration of Gamergate that they are calling Gamergate 2, this people tend to forget this happened or started after Cabrutus started his Steam created list on Steam page regarding basically not recommending games that where Sweet Baby Inc. was consulting on. And then I think it was the CEO or somebody from Sweet Baby Inc. Started a huge campaign trying to cancel this guy on Twitter and even cancel him and try to block his access to like cancel his Steam account and everything. Got also like Chris Quindred, I think, is also from works on the Sweet Baby Inc. Also piling up on there on the conversation of trying to cancel this guy out of nowhere, saying that again with the victimhood narrative, which is getting annoying to a certain degree, because anything that you if it's the philosophy of words are violence and when you speak you hurt me basically and I'm the victim of your words. Basically it's that's simplified. It's like this. It's when you start talking they say you're being violent to them. Again, there's never going to be any kind of debate because they refuse to debate anybody because they think words are violence and your words are violent towards them, but the other way around is okay. Again, I don't understand their how they can compute that. But yeah, even though again, as always, there are always going to be a couple of few, which is usually the vocal minority. People start criticizing an article and commenting on X. Again, there is going to be somebody that's going to or try to be edgy or try to be sarcastic, and it's not going to work, and is going to come out as being basically very offensive and descending to our level. on how she approaches the subjects. And then again, it's not something that I usually. I prefer a little bit of shame and mocking. I think works better than just insulting people. But yeah, the complaint is basically it's the reactionary. Then, because this thing stems a lot from the Japanese people that are aware of their culture and their history more than anybody, especially in this time period, which is a very specific time period where basically Japan was cut off from the world, so very isolationist period of their time. I think 300 years, if not mistaken, the Sengoku period, if not mistaken. And I think you can count by the fingers of your hand how many people, foreigner people, visit the land to a certain degree. um, and again, this was by the end of this period when Oda Nobunaga rose to power, if not mistaken, was more to the end of this period. And they're already the Jesuit priests, the Portuguese Jesuit priests were already kind of established there. And this is how Yasuke is introduced, basically as a slave to, or like a toy thing in the Japanese culture at the time point there, because he was a slave basically, or uh, it's not a slave. They don't call it a slave, but kind of an assistant, let's say, or servant for the Jesuit priest that basically served as a servant for Oda Nobunaga kind of posse there at the time, that the group there. It was basically it was paraded around as a novelty thing, because people were never saw basically any person of any other color there. Yeah, you got a lot of that novelty and curiosity thing going around at the time period regarding this guy. And of course, he was never a samurai. There is no historical evidence of that, and much less of being a hero. If he was a hero and a samurai, he would have committed seppuku when Nobugawa committed seppuku also. So yeah, he ran away with the salients between his legs, and nobody never heard of him basically. But yeah, uh, all of this, that the fact that this stem from Japanese people, you need to blame to the white supremacists or whatever it is. Basically, she says the reactionary right-wing movement in gaming that has reared its ugly head yet again is no different, and it's happening right now for a reason. Social culture issues are reaching a fury pitch in an election year, and just like 10 years ago, political hire is bleeding into global culture, where it has been seized upon by those looking to take advantage of naive, impressionable young men who are shunned in public but lauded and even loved online. Again, I don't know what you're going to try to goes with this. Doesn't have to do anything with this. So I really don't understand very well the connect the dots she's trying to connect there. Again, I again, I don't know. She has to change her glasses, because the glasses that she's using doesn't allow her to see the dots to be connected there. But what you're going to do, you just mock and shame her into the truth. But yeah, there will be again, funny enough how they do a lot of projection. Basically, there will never be a shortage of hate for them to spread. The only way forward is a full-throated denouncing of bad actors in the video game space, from the biggest names in the business to the largest companies in the industry. Again, this could be said about Mercante and their posse regarding how they act. She even afterwards blame Mark Kern, which is Grumps, for all the hate, all the hate, parentheses, that she's been receiving again. Which again, it's not, it's unnecessary. Again, as I mentioned, there's somebody who is always going to try or to be edgy or to try to get some sarcasm that's not going to get through, and it's going to be perceived, or even people that are very hateful, and I don't think there is something that is going to lower yourself to the level of her. This is not going to solve anything. It's just going to give ammo for them. Again, um instead of arguments, she'd be addressed and mocked rather than directing anything towards her person. Again, I'm on par with this. But yeah, this is the latest one on Assassin's Creed Shadow. It's kind of getting into a saga because if you're new to the thing, we need to start try to explain everything from the beginning. It's been going on for months. Ubisoft is like at this moment in time 10 tuple down, so 10 times over, even though they came with a non-apology, which is only give even more backlash. Again, um, this is going to be fun to a certain degree to see Ubisoft burning themselves with the clients that are trying to sell this game, and I don't think this is going to be very good for them. Again, they are going to sell copies. Again, it's an Assassin's Creed title to a certain extent. A lot of people don't follow very closely this kind of drama, let's say, or this kind of discussions, and they will say, okay, it's a new Assassin's Creed game. Oh, it's a samurai period kind of a thing, and they will buy the game. Probably they will like it to a certain degree because they are not aware of a lot of this more fine details of Japanese culture, so they might get to a certain degree tricked to a certain degree because it has a similar aesthetic to the less noble person. But yeah, and I think a lot of people will not like this because again, when you think about a samurai, the last thing you're going to think about is a black gay samurai. I think it's the last one of the last things they're going to think about. Black gay samurai. Again, it's the last thing. At least for my part, it's the last thing I usually think about. And the fact that all the marketing materials is being trying to tell everybody that this game is the one that is going to be very faithful historically, and some people might fall into that trap. And but yeah, it is what it is. And as usual, vote with your wallet in this kind of situations, like I do, which is basically not buying the game. For me, from Ubisoft, I think the last game that I bought was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, if not mistaken. I think that was the last game that I bought from them. But yeah, it's been a while since I played some Ubisoft games. I don't like anything that has been coming out, especially in the last 4 or 5 years. Not even on discount. Not even. I'm not sure. Not even if they gave me, I'll play that game because it's not something that I'm curious to play with. But yeah, regarding news, this is what I got for today. Let's go for some gaming deals. We got still Resident Evil franchise on sale. I'll leave the links of the Resident Evil games on the description below. We got also Children of Morta 75% off. We got Midnight Suns. Again, this is hopefully next week. I will start to publish some episodes from this game, the new series that I'm going to do here. Again, 75% off. And we got also Red Dead Redemption 2, 67% off on the base game. And on finally, we got No Man's Sky, 60% off. Again, World's Update Part 1, latest update that they launched like last week or so, give or take. Yeah, 17th July. Again, revamp basically the whole game to a certain extent. A lot of core game tweaks that they did, especially on the planet stuff, some geometric stuff, water reflections, and volumetric stuff there that they did a little bit of revamping. And again, this is part one of I don't know how many parts this is going to have, but yeah, all the updates are for free, so it's a full price game with a lot of content that's been added since the launch of the game. On GG, we got Miasma Chronicles, got around 20 hours or so on the date of publishing this video in the 60% off. And finally, we got Tomb Raider Game of the Year edition. Again, this is the first game of the trilogy. The other two games are not available at this moment in time on GOG. I don't know if it's something to do with DRM stuff, but again, everything on GOG doesn't have any kind of DRM. I will assume that's the issue there. So yeah, uh, yeah, this is it for today, guys. I'm just going to wrap up with a plug my Patreon as usual. Again, the Patreon is for extra support. This extra support at this moment in time is for me to be able to get a storage solution, for me to get backups for the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you haven't delayed. Now we'll see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.